Time to talk the week that was in media screw-ups with friend of the show, Katie Halper, host of The Katie Halper Show and co-host of Useful Idiots. And Katie joins us now. Great to see you, Katie.
You guys too.
Hey, Katie.
All right, so this week we saw some reemergence of the Russiagate narrative kind of all the way around. We had developments with Flynn. We had, a list of Obama-era officials unmasked. Trump sort of went crazy with the Obamagate thing. Democrats melted down. What did you make of all of this, Katie?
Well, I think that the most telling story and development is that there's been barely any coverage of what is really this bombshell in the latest Russiagate conspiracy debunking. Reading from Aaron Mate, who's really excellent on this, in newly released congressional testimony, CrowdStrike President Sean Henry said that, quote, "We did not have concrete evidence," end quote, that alleged Russian hackers actually took the emails from DNC servers. Quote, "There's circumstantial evidence, but no evidence that they were actually..."
It's the Real Brother Radio Show.
Mr. President, in one of your Mother's Day tweets, you appear to accuse President Obama of the biggest political crime in American history by far. Those were your words. What crime exactly are you accusing President Obama of committing, and do you believe the Justice Department should prosecute him?
Obamagate. It's been going on for a long time. It's been going on from before I even got elected, and it's a disgrace that it happened. And if you look at what's gone on, and if you look at now all of this information that's being released, and from what I understand, that's only the beginning. Some terrible things happened, and it should never be allowed to happen in our country again. And you'll be seeing what's going on over the coming weeks. But I wish you'd write honestly about it, but unfortunately, you choose not to do so. Yeah, John, please.
What is the crime exactly that you're accusing him of?
You know what the crime is. The crime is very obvious to everybody. All you have to do is read the newspapers, except yours. John, please.
Wow, huge, massive developments in the biggest abuse of power.
My God, this is extraordinary.
We will continue to peel back the onion on this incredible story. Yes, the biggest political scandal of our time.
It looks like the Obamagate scandal is about to get a lot bigger.
The release this week of
Alert. Federal judge makes decision on dropping charges against General Flynn. The federal judge overseeing the criminal case against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn is refusing to drop the case against the retired Army lieutenant. Last week, the Department of Justice filed a motion to dismiss its criminal case against Flynn. Judge Emmett G. Sullivan of the United States District Court for the District of Columbia, who is overseeing the case, is required to either drop the charges or decline the DOJ's motion to dismiss. On Tuesday, Sullivan opened the door for legal experts and other outside parties to oppose the DOJ's motion to drop the case, suggesting he has at least some skepticism about the government's argument that Flynn should never have been charged. The New York Times reports, Sullivan said he would set a schedule for outside parties to present arguments about the government's request to dismiss the case. He did not directly address the Justice Department's motion to drop the charge, but legal experts said he appeared open to considering not only the department's arguments, but also those who have challenged its move as politically motivated. The judge's order is the latest twist in a high-profile criminal case that has provoked widespread criticism of Attorney General William P. Barr and has renewed questions about political influence over the Justice Department. In an extraordinary move last week, federal prosecutors asked Judge Sullivan to throw out their case against Mr. Flynn for lying to FBI agents 2.5 years after he pleaded guilty to a felony charge of making false statements to federal authorities. Sullivan will essentially be the deciding factor as to whether the charges are dropped against Flynn. The judge can pretty much do anything he wants, Michael Leedon, a friend who co-wrote Flynn's 2016 book, The Field of Fight, told The Times. Needless to say, Flynn's legal team was beyond angered by Sullivan's decision to invite a public discussion of the DOJ's decision to drop the charges. This court has consistently, on 24 previous occasions, summarily refused to permit any third party to inject themselves or their views into this case. Flynn's legal team wrote in a motion filed after the judge's order, only the Department of Justice and the defense can be heard. Former prosecutors are all free to submit opinion pieces to assorted media outlets, as many have already done, but this court is not a forum for their alleged special interest, Flynn's lawyers wrote. The DOJ filed its motion to dismiss the charges following newly released documents about the FBI's handling of the Flynn case. In the newly released documents, we learned that the FBI had drawn up paperwork to close the case against Flynn, but fired agent Peter Strzok made a last-minute move to keep it open. Handwritten notes from the FBI, which were withheld from Flynn's defense team for years,